PMS, or premenstrual syndrome, is something that everyone is familiar with because it can either directly or indirectly affect you, whether you are a man or a woman. 80% of women in the United States reported experiencing unwanted symptoms before their period. And for 5% of them, their symptoms were so severe that they were debilitated and felt that they could not function during their day. PMS is known to be due to various factors such as diet and lifestyle that can lead to hormonal imbalances, including your stress hormones, and neurotransmitter imbalances, which can cause mood changes. In this segment, though, I'd like to explain PMS to you through the window of traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM. TCM looks at health and disease quite differently from conventional medicine because it organizes disease by patterns as opposed to definitive diagnoses. Moreover, each TCM pattern accounts for the connection between the mind and the body. Since PMS involves both mental, emotional, and physical symptoms, TCM becomes a very useful tool when talking about PMS. Though there are many TCM patterns that can contribute to PMS, one of the most common patterns is what we call liver-qi stagnation. Qi represents energy, and this is the basis of TCM, since our bodies are made up of energy that flows in patterns, and all of our cells transfer energy to each other in order to function together. Now, when we say liver, we do not necessarily mean the anatomical liver that we find in our bodies, but I do not think that it is a coincidence that we call it the liver, because our actual anatomical liver can impact hormone balancing, which can affect PMS. Therefore, liver-qi stagnation means that the energy flow in our body is stuck. When the energy flow is stuck, or you have qi stagnation, the symptoms can include bloating, headaches, irritability, or depression, mood swings, breast tenderness, pain and cramping, constipation, and fatigue. Sounds familiar? So what causes liver-qi stagnation? Usually, pent-up emotions such as frustration and anger can lead to liver-qi stagnation. Patients sometimes say that they feel stuck. Lifestyle factors such as lack of sleep can also affect this, especially if you're sleeping after 11 o'clock. Sleeping before 11 can make a big difference. So how do we correct this? Well, first and foremost, understanding what is causing your frustrations and anger and working through it would be most effective. But sometimes you can't change the circumstances or the situations. And if that's the case, then shake it off. And no, this is not just a popular Taylor Swift song. I am referring to exercise, dance, I like to sing. All of these activities can help move that stagnated qi, and you just shake it off. Also consider decreasing your load during the week before your period because you know that your energy is decreased during that time, and give yourself a break. And ensure that you go to bed early during those times because your body is busy doing something else. And so it is okay to give yourself a little bit of a break. Even consider changing your outlook on PMS and your period. If you dread it, then you may be more likely to experience more menstrual difficulties, and your PMS symptoms may be worse. Instead, embrace it as a time of heightened emotional sensitivity, perhaps creativity and intuitiveness, and even an opportunity just to get some more rest. Of course, last but not least, diet has a very important role in all of this. According to TCM, the foods that can contribute to liver-qi stagnation include increased caffeine, sugar, alcohol, red meat, and fried and fatty foods. As you may have suspected, the goal is to avoid these foods to a certain extent. Sometimes you have to completely avoid these foods after ovulation. Sometimes it requires you to avoid these foods altogether. And sometimes you just have to minimize it throughout the month. Consider also supplementing with nutrients such as vitamin B6 and magnesium, since deficiencies in these nutrients can lead to worsened symptoms. There are also many other tools that naturopathic doctors can utilize, such as herbs and castor oil packs. But my absolute favorite is acupuncture, which is very effective for moving that qi stagnation. You will have noticed that many of my suggestions require detailed knowledge about the timing of your periods. Proper documenting on a calendar or smartphone app is indeed very helpful. I hope this segment gives you some more insight into PMS. Naturopathic doctors in Ontario are trained in TCM and can help come up with an individualized protocol that is right for you and your PMS.